Welcome to 3 to Hardaway, a.k.a. the three-man Jalen Weave, a.k.a. the best big three since LeBron D. Wade, and Boss, live on YouTube on a Tuesday. Slightly late, but don't blame me. It's my fault, but don't blame me because MLGW was playing around with my water. And y'all know how MLGW is. He's from Memphis. Took you fortunate, man. You out there in Phoenix. You ain't got to worry about this mess. But my water was off for like 4 or 5 days. I had kids, man. I gotta bathe them. I can't have them running around the house smelling like must. So we had to go get them girl, boy, bathe. So I had to take care of that on Sunday. But we are back here on Tuesday, as I said, live on YouTube. So if you are here, please leave a like on the stream. Leave a comment to join the discussion. By the way, Candy, let me get on Candy real quick. Candy, don't be getting on us because we late. Always Candy. Don't be getting on us because we late. We technically early because normally we do 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, but we here at 6:41 according to my clock. So we actually early, Candy. So take that. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. Of course, we're on our way to the 200. So let's make sure we run those numbers up, man. If you don't know who I am the walking bucket providing instant offense. It's your boy Savage. We don't have Shitty just yet, but we have heard from Shitty. The man's feeling better. So you may or may not see him sooner rather than later. But for now, we do get your favorite DJ, Sample Man himself, Mr. Teshkir. Two, what's good?
Man, not much, brother, man. Happy to see you guys. Happy to be here. Happy to be warm as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling, man. I'm ready to buck it up with y'all.
Buck it up. Wow.
Yeah, we finna buck it up.
See, I told you, don't start no shit, man. Don't start. Don't start. Don't get into it, but don't start. Don't start. All right, so our third man of the day, we got a very special guest, co-host of the Core 4 podcast for Blood City Media, also NBA content creator on YouTube known as ZaytimeTakes. We got my boy Xavier Dotson here. What up, Zay?
What's good, man? It's a pleasure being here tonight. I can't say enough, bro. Y'all some great content creators yourself. Y'all be putting out some great NBA knowledge to the community. You know, I'm a big fan of y'all podcasts. I listen to y'all, like you said, every Sunday. Try to be an avid follower, and as well, you know, keep up with y'all takes. Savage, you be having me rolling your clips and stuff, especially when y'all went viral trying to figure out what is it? Friday was it the Friday sequel?
Oh yeah, the Friday
figure it out.
Yeah,
that's back at this point.
Man. I'm like, hold on, man. Y'all on some deep conspiracy stuff right there.
That's two, man. That's two.
Yeah,
two had me thinking, bro.
I'm like, hold on. It does make sense now I think about it, but yeah, like, no, bro. Like y'all doing right with the NBA community. Y'all have some great takes. I appreciate it.
Salute, likewise, man. Likewise for sure, man. Yeah. If y'all follow my guy he's on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know if you're on Threads or not, but he everywhere from what I see. Great breakdowns, man.
Yeah, I try to do everything, but yeah, appreciate it.
For sure. Two, you got NBA trivia for today, man. What we got?
Of course. And speaking of good takes, I've said multiple times on this podcast that Karl-Anthony Towns is the best shooting big that we're going to see in the NBA that we have seen. And last night he solidied that with a 60-point L. But then he did 10 threes.
He got benched, though, man. I don't know. He got benched.
Man. We'll get to that. But 10 threes last night, the most now officially the most in the NBA shooting by a center. I want to know if y'all know who previously had held that record. So again, the most threes in a game by a center. And I'm pretty sure y'all gonna need some hints. So let me know when y'all ready, because y'all ain't gonna get it.
Whoa,
you ain't gonna get
it, man. You know, I think
you ain't gonna get it right off the top.
I could think like of a power forward.
Yeah, I'm like Dirk. He power forward. Like, nah.
Keyword is center.
Center. Okay.
Center.
Who's a shooting center?
Is it the daddy Sabonis?
Right. It's not the daddy Sabonis.
Arvidas, not Arvidas. Okay. What? Hey, give me an error.
He's not even a shooting center. That's why I say y'all.
Manu Bowl.
No. We in the 2010. We in the 2010s with it.
Center. Damn.
20. Yeah, his career was 2012 through 2020.
Bosh is a power forward, so I can't say.
You said 2012 through what?
2021.
2021. Center.
So let me give y'all some more hints because the team should help again. He's not a shooting center. He played for the Spurs. He played for the Pistons, the Celtics. Aaron Baines, it
Aaron
is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Aaron Baines, it is.
I remember that
9
game when he went off that game when he was dropping them.
I almost said Rasho Nesterovich or something, bro. Or who the other guy, the redhead dude from the Spurs, that be shooting threes?
Oh,
Red
Matt
Rocket.
Bonner.
Yeah, Bonner. Yeah.
Bonner, yeah, he sprayed thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he had that with 9 threes for whatever reason. He was open, feeling it, had the God juice in
Was
him.
he in Denver during? Not about somebody else. Think about somebody else.
Nah,
Baines he was with the Celtics when he did that. I think.
Yeah, Denver had some other center that was it was some foreign guy. I forgot what his name was, but he was a beast too for like a couple years. So, but hey, you got it, Zay. You got it. It ain't taking that long. I mean, she'd be here for like 10 minutes trying to get some.
I wasn't gonna be here for no 10 minutes.
All right, man. Speaking of 10 minutes, man, Adrian Griffin was here for 10 minutes with the Milwaukee Bucks. Adrian Griffin was here for a quick second, man. I posted the tweets from our show last July, and I want to say October as well too, where we discussed that it was going to be difficult for Adrian Griffin, who was a rookie head coach coming from the Toronto Raptors, to be inserted into a team that at the time when we just talked about it, they didn't even have Damian Lillard yet until like later on, like October. Of course, we had the second video, but Adrian Griffin did get fired. There were reports about the players didn't really agree with his defensive philosophy, despite the fact they were 30-13, which to me is unprecedented. I'm thinking about David Blatt, of course, as the other coach that got fired mid-season, despite having the best record, I believe, out in the East. Of course, Milwaukee is number 2 right now. But Adrian Griffin is out of there. There are reports that they are trying to get Doc Rivers, which we all know this is not a Doc Rivers supporting podcast by any means. But somehow Doc Rivers is the first candidate in line to get the job. But a lot is going on in Milwaukee too. I know you are the resident Giannis hater, saying he has no bag, can't shoot free throws, can't shoot a jump shot, all those things. But I'm gonna let you have the floor for right now too. Just give me your thoughts about what you feel, and then we can go to Zay.
It's funny to me, bro. For whatever reason, they did decide to first hire a rookie coach to coach Giannis back to the championship when, you know, the pressure was on for the organization to actually bring somebody in that could help. And now you got the Bucks organization looking stupid for one, actually getting Bucks some help. And they've actually been playing good as of late. They're number 2 in the East right now. So they've been rolling. So for you to come out and fire a coach like dead, like not even halfway into the season, something must have happened. Like what kind of argument must have took place? What must Giannis must have said? You must have stop him from, you know, continuing to build his generational wealth because you're not playing his brother Thanos or whatever his name is. And now it seemed like the organization said, hey, we'd rather fire a coach than let one of your brothers go, you know what I'm saying, or get him some clock. But it is what it is. But with this organization, is like, who else are you gonna hire, right? And then Savage, you've been on it for a minute saying that, hey, they may get Doc Rivers. I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. It's 2 things that I defer to my brothers as far as I've been potting for 10 years. 1, football. Y'all got it. Y'all convinced me on that, especially on Let's Be Real. 2, Doc Rivers cannot coach. I came into podcast believing he was an okay coach. Now, hell no. So you want to compare that with the Bucks, who last year, again, lost to no names in the first round? Now you got Dame looking like, fuck Portland. Why? You know what I'm saying? So all this is about to happen. And if they do sign Doc Rivers, I guarantee we on this podcast guarantee they ain't making no second round. They probably get their asses whooped in the first round. So now you're gonna have a disgruntled Giannis again, who you have to go through the same shit over last summer. You got Dame, who probably thinking I made the mistake. You got Middleton, who's playing better, but he's still mid at the same time. You got every old center that you can think of helping Giannis. And now you got a incompetent, as far as this podcast goes, incompetent coach. Of course, he's a player's coach, but we need to win. Giannis already ain't got no bag, so now you bringing a coach that they can't help him. Make it make sense. So they all finna bucket up. We for the rest of this podcast, saying we're probably gonna be talking about what we see Giannis next. Dead ass.
Who is that?
Hey. You spoke some truth into that, man. You know, Doc Rivers, in terms of, you know, him being incompetent, I wouldn't say he's like fully incompetent. He has some histories of being a pretty decent coach. Obviously, you know, a lot of the talent speak for himself, like speak for him, basically. Obviously, we go back to that 2008 championship. He coached the Celtics. That was the first super team, basically, starting that thing. And then, you know, after that, the iterations of the Clippers, he never could get it done, from the CP3 Lob City era to Paul George and Kawhi. And then he just, you know, finished his tenure over there with the 76ers. But, you know, in terms of Adrian Griffin being fired, dog, I knew something was up right away. Was it earlier in the season? Was it the preseason when Terry Stotts basically resigned?
Yep.
And, you know, Terry Stotts, that's Damian Lillard's boy. He coached Damian Lillard during all those years, except for that last year. And Terry Stotts is an established coach. He's well respected around the league. And for him to get into it with Adrian Griffin already, I knew that was something in the making. Like, okay, there's like was one red flag. But everybody's talking about, yeah, well, they're the second in the East, and they're doing all right. Truth be told, yeah, they're winning, but it's not looking good at all. It's not for a superstar team. It's not looking fine. They just played the Pistons in back-to-back games. That first game against the Pistons, they allowed the Pistons to score 130 points. The Pistons shouldn't have ever been able to score 130 points without Cade Cunningham. And just last week, they got blew out the waters against the Cavaliers on national TV. Griffin would have had him bench Giannis and Dame to start the second half. It was showing remnants of like, okay, I don't think he has control of this team. And, you know, it is a pretty sad look into the organization due to the fact y'all hired this man this offseason. And I think, what is it? Giannis basically pointed him out in a way and stated that he wanted him himself to coach this team and shit. Now he's gone. Terry Scott's gone. I felt like Terry Scott's would have, if Scott's was still there, you would have rose him basically to the head coach position, because he's been a head coach before. And now you're looking to replace Griffin with Glenn Rivers, dog. And we know his history. I mean, we know that if he becomes the coach, most likely he's going to become the coach. They're going to win games in the regular season.
Yep.
And the playoffs, we know his resume. He allows too much of, like what you said, the players to do the controlling. In reality, he has to make those adjustments and the coaching decisions. And it's a whole different ball game right now, because this team needs to identify their defensive strategies. Giannis had some statements the other night talking about how they've been lacking defensively. They need to find some defensive strategies. Doc Rivers is an okay defensive coach. What really put him on top back in 2008 was when he had Thibodeau on the bench with him as an assistant coach. And, you know, Thibodeau is the defensive specialist. So now, I mean, Doc Rivers he's coming in there halfway through the season. It isn't the same roster that it was when they won the 2021 championship. So you got an older Middleton. I mean, he has been playing a little bit better, but you still don't even have a solid perimeter defender on their team right now, man. And so it's a little worries knowing that you got to have a new coach, so they'll have to figure out a new scheme. The talent along between Dame and Giannis are going to win them games, but in the playoffs, if the playoffs were to start right now without the play-in, they'd be playing against the Pacers. And we know what the Pacers been doing to them this year. They've been smacking.
What I say, Savage?
They've been smacking their ass. So, hey, that I really felt like the organization had to go ahead and make that move, because they're not trying to get that have that same embarrassment like they did last year, getting put out in the first round.
Yeah, man, it's tough. As somebody that when the season started, my finals was Milwaukee and Phoenix, which was hey, they're the second seed right now too, so it ain't terrible. But like Zay mentioned, they have not looked good at all. Like you can win games, but it like the Eagles. I mean, literally the Eagles. Looking back in NFL season, they won games, but they had to like scratch and claw to win games, and now we're seeing the fruits of that labor is Adrian Griffin getting fired, which this should be a lesson to a lot of the young, especially the young black coaches. Like, be mindful of what job you take going into it, because even prior to the Damian Lillard trade, that job was a you must win right now job. And for that to be your first job, you got to have some self-awareness to be like, okay, do I want this job? Because if I take it, that means that I could have a huge blemish on my record going forth. And like now, you only coach for 40 games. Nobody's going to hire you as a head coach next season. That ain't happening. You're going to be back to the bench. It's a steep climb back up to get to a head coach's rank, man. So, I mean, you're already black, man. So you behind the 8 ball by default in terms of like just playing the game against other white coaches. So as a black man, it's gonna be hard, way much harder for Adrian Griffin. I hope he does come out of this. I think he will. It might take a while for him to get there, because this one's gonna be tough, man. Tough to get out of. And as far as Doc Rivers, man, I'm telling you now, if Doc Rivers is coaching that team, just like I did before with the Washington Wizards, the second game of the season, I'm out on that, man. Because I've seen Doc Rivers far too many times, man. I know this story. I know what happens. I'm not going to deal with it. The moment I see Milwaukee get matched up with Indiana, who just added Pascal Siakam to their team, who already scores several points. Milwaukee ain't defending nobody right now. Like, they just gave up, 145 to Cleveland? Like, come on. Like, imagine what Indiana's going to do to you when they run and gun, and they might score 180 on you. They might give up 170, but they scoring 180 on you, bro. So it's going to be hard, man. It's hard. I don't like it. I wonder how Damian Lillard feels right now. He can't be happy. Like, I didn't come here to play for a coach and then he get fired. The coach that I had at Portland, he's gone, and now I got some random on the bench being the main guy now. Like, that doesn't bode well. The odds of Milwaukee winning the championship is far much lower now than it's probably ever been in the past couple of years, I think, in my opinion. So yeah, tough sled for Milwaukee, man.
He ain't come to play with a superstar to get mad at the equipment managers either. Like, I ain't never seen that. When you start getting mad at everybody that's not on the court, that means you got to look at yourself in the mirror.
Real quick. So I was a ball boy for the Grizzlies.
Exactly.
And I worked for the equipment manager. Them dudes work hard, man. Like, the guy who's the Grizzlies, I forgot his full name, but his name was Chuck. And I think he worked for the Redbirds at some point after he left the Grizzlies. And I think now it's Vince. I think Vince still there. But it's hard work, man. And from my experience with the Grizzlies, just seeing how, Zebo, Tony, Mike, all them treated the equipment managers, it was like a real amount of respect, I would say, for Chuck and Vince between them and the players. So I know Giannis said that in jest, but he be popping off sometimes. He be popping off to random people all the time, man. So I won't say nothing. Giannis still an elite player, still better than KD in my opinion. I'm just playing too. Don't start to. I'm just playing.
Trying to turn me up. Turn over new leaf.
KD been hooping lately, man.
KD, hey, look, last night he was hooping shit. Man. I hope that Milwaukee figures it out. It won't be this year, ladies and gentlemen. And if they get Doc Rivers, I'm out. I'm just out on it, man. I'm out on it. Let me go to the comments. What Kane talking about? Fabric softener wasn't it for the equipment?
That ain't the only thing that's soft.
Don't get that man going. I'm not Candy. I'm gonna leave him alone for now. I'm gonna leave him alone. So I did mention some of the trades that just happened within the past week or so. Pascal Siakam to the Pacers for Bruce Brown and 3 first-round draft picks, and then the one from today, Terry Rozier to the Miami Heat for Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick in 2027. I don't expect Kyle Lowry to stay with the Charlotte Hornets. I don't think he will want to go from Miami to Charlotte. So I see that as a potential buyout candidate. But Terry Rozier is being added to the Miami Heat. So just quick thoughts on, Pascal being in Indiana and then Terry Rozier being in Miami.
You go ahead first.
All right. I want to go straight to Terry Rozier, man. He's so underrated. That's a bucket getter. I mean, like a crafty, mean bucket getter, bro. Like, I see with the Heat, they've been missing that for such a long time, and now you feel that void, and you really didn't have to give up much. An old ass Kyle Lowry that was been washed.
Hey, chill.
Kyle Lowry fans, he Kyle Lowry fan.
Don't do that on this pause, eh?
Well, I hate to tell you, bro, but he washed though. But hey, anyway,
you watch now, but hey, watch it.
All right, but yeah, they pick up a crafty score though. Like, I see Miami. Everybody forgets that they a dark horse contender each year. This just made them a lot better. They Triple J was a Jaime Jaquez, bro. He's a boost of energy. You get Jimmy Butler, he always get going during the playoffs. Once again, this is one of those teams you're going to have to look out for, those ones that's always the top three in the East. Mm-hmm. They be thinking it's a coast and ride. And you don't want to match up against the Miami Heat, though, because Eric Spoelstra, he's a great X's and O's coach, and he's going to make some in-game adjustments to match whoever he's playing against. So I'm excited about this trade. You know, I'm trying to figure out how exactly they're going to run between Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier in the backcourt. Because, you know, Tyler Hero sort of has a similar game of Terry Rozier, but Rozier is much of a better ball handler and creating. So I'm excited about that, Stoke. And then we touched on Pascal Siakam, man. I'm loving that trade with the Pacers because they just put Halliburton shifted the coach over there with the Pacers starting last year before he got injured, because in reality that was going to make the playoffs before he got injured. Yeah. And now you pick up another superstar. Halliburton basically put pressure on the front office to go ahead and make a big swing. You bring in an established star that's, you know, he won the championship back in 2019 with the Raptors. I feel like people have slept on Pascal for a minute because he's sort of just been left there in Toronto, not necessarily to rock, but just to put up stats, because Toronto ain't been contending since 2020. And he's still established and really good. I watched them killed our Grizzlies a few weeks ago when they was down here in town. I mean, he dropped 30 on us with ease. He can create for himself. He can put the ball on the floor. And, I mean, it's not like Indiana need any more offense to that team as much as they can put points on the board so quickly. That's just another established scorer that the Pacers can utilize in a better manner. And I'm interested to see how Halliburton and Siakam is going to work together, because Halliburton is such a pass-first point guard. They get like a pick-and-roll establishment going, because I know Siakam like to create on his own, but like truth be told, you don't have to when you got Halliburton running offense for you like that. Yeah.
And it's ironic that like that's where he ended up going was Indiana, because we talked literally on last podcast about trade destinations first for certain players, and Siakam was on the board, and I had them in Indiana at number 2. And just the way that their offense looked, I think they would have needed him way more than what we would have thought in playoff time. And what I mean by that is once the game gets cut down, the court gets smaller, you're gonna need that bucket getter. Of course, you got Tyrese Halliburton, of course, who's running at a historic rate in offense. But we've seen multiple time and time again, those teams in the playoff, they kind of bubble out in the first round, if not the second round. Whereas you got Siakam, who could now get his bucket, is a second option, who I think is the better option is to have Siakam as a second option. And now you didn't have to, again, give up too much for him. You still kept your core, and you still kept your depth. I think outside of the Celtics and the Heat, like Pacers right there to be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. So I think it was a great move. Of course, like I said, I had Indy number 2 for a reason. Like they're gonna use them, and I think in the playoff time we're gonna see why exactly Siakam is a part of the Pacers now. As far as Scary Terry, of course, rocking with the Heat. Shout out to Sheedy. Ever since he told us his, what happened in the playoffs, literally from them losing to the Hawks to, coming being against the Bucks and everything like that. I'm a huge fan of Coach Spo. I'm a believer in the Heat Nation culture. That is definitely a thing. And when you talk about somebody like Terry Rozier, he's a freaking dog. Like people may not watch the Hornets or whatever. He's a bucket. He's feisty on defense. And he's literally going to be the perfect player, the pair next to Bam and Jimmy Butler. And if you look at the last year's playoffs, literally the only thing they were missing was that extra spark of offense, going against the Nuggets, let alone they still made it past, everybody in the Eastern Conference like it wasn't nothing. So now I think their goal is we got to win a championship. And I really think Terry Rozier will help the Heat do that. He's going to be a Heat favorite real soon. And I think Coach Spo is going to make him a household name. I love that trade.
Yeah, I started with Siakam. I didn't forget. It dawned on me again that Siakam, in addition to Kawhi in Toronto, he was giving folks their work. during their finals run. Like he wasn't like no slouch. He was legitimate option for Toronto during their finals run. So bringing that, experience to Indiana is going to pay dividends. They're going to come in and immediately respect him because he has a ring. He's been there for a while. That team is relatively young outside of maybe Miles Turner, who's a little bit older, not old, but like old enough to where he's been around the league for a little bit. So yeah, I actually like that trade. And as of right now, I mean, they're matched up. Who they matched up against? Milwaukee. If you ask me today, who would I take? I would take Indiana. I would, just because it's too much, turmoil in Milwaukee right now. And in Indiana, they just have good vibes. And Rick Carlisle, great coach, is a legitimately great coach who's gonna figure out how to make that work. I mean, the man had Dirk, he had Jason Kidd, he had Jason Terry, he had players before and put them in place to be successful. No doubt he'll do that for Pascal Siakam. As far as Miami, the ill for Miami was in the finals anyway, was dealing with Jamal Murray, and they didn't really have anybody that Jamal Murray had to actively defend on defense and tire him out to where on offense, he ain't got as much legs to score 30, 40 points. You know what I'm saying? Terry Rozier is going to make your ass work. 24, 5, and 6, I think, is his stat line right now. That man going to make you work. And you already got Tyler Hero. You got Jaime Jaquez Jr. You got Jimmy. Jimmy is coasting right now, ladies and gentlemen. I said it for 2 years. He's coasting right now. Wait till it's April when he's ready to turn it up, as well as Bam Adebayo, Coach Spo, he culture. Like, I think I told Sane this. I was like, just I ain't worried about Miami, dog. Like, just let Miami make the playoffs. When they get in there, they gonna turn up. Like literally last year, we saw Shitty tell us like in the play-in, we're gonna like Tev, you mentioned it, we're gonna lose to Atlanta on purpose so that we can get Milwaukee, and that's literally what happened. And they ran through the East. So for them to add Terry Rozier, who by the way is an upgrade over Gabe Vincent, ladies and gentlemen, who ain't getting no PT in LA as far as I can remember, to add Terry Rozier to that is a much better option than what you had last year. That team is literally better than what they had last year right now. They got rid of Kyle Lowry. You give up a 2027 first-round pick, which to the Miami Heat don't mean shit. A first-round pick means nothing to Miami when you get undrafted free agents coming in and playing well, performing well. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the first-round pick they picked ain't really playing that much. Jovic, he ain't playing that much from 2 years ago. He ain't playing that much. So they don't even need those picks, man. So for them to add Terry Rozier to this team, it's gonna be a problem out east, man. It's gonna be a problem out east for Boston, for Milwaukee, for Philadelphia. Anybody that's in the top 3 range, it's gonna be a problem, man. It's gonna be a big problem for them.
People forget too with Terry Rozier, he had some good run with Boston. You know,
Boston,
Kyrie was out that year.
Yeah,
he was making a lot of noise. He had got in Drew Bledsoe, Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe, yeah.
And, they had that Drew Bledsoe, Eric Bledsoe beef that happened back in 2018, 2019. That was some funny moments. But Terry Rozier, like you said, he a dog, bro. He a killer. That's one of my favorite players to watch because I don't know, he's just such a crafty guard. And he's been sitting there in Charlotte playing. So I ain't gonna say putting up empty stats, but bro, his game is much appreciated when you got a successful team behind it.
Yeah. And if anything, it's easier on him now because in Charlotte, I mean, LaMelo been hurt for like 75% of his time that I've seen, Charlotte. He is the main guy. He's a guy at the top of the whiteboard every night for Charlotte. And so you getting the main assignment, or the main assignment is getting you, and you still put up 24 points a game, man. Now you go into Miami, you're going to be behind Jimmy, behind Bam. You getting a tertiary guard, vocabulary for the day, tertiary.
Come on now.
You get a tertiary defender on you that is not as good a defender as say a main lockdown defender. Like if I forget who Drew Holiday plays with now, but Drew Holiday ain't guarding you when they play in Miami. Drew Holiday ain't guarding you, bro. Drew Holiday got to get on Jimmy. He might have to get on Bam, depending on what day
he gonna have to hop in. He gonna have to.
Exactly. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem now. It's a problem now because he can go get 25, 30 points at any given moment, man. So Miami good, man. It's a problem.
And speaking of favorites, I think to my understanding too, like Terry Rozier grew up a Heat fan. So you talk about somebody that loved watching the Heat before he even became a Heat.
That's dope, man.
It's dope.
That's guys playing.
Come on now.
That's guys playing, man. That's guys playing. So big movement, man. So I expect more trades to happen in the next couple of days. Real quick, Zay, do you expect the Grizzlies to make any move? Any move at all?
I do see him making a move this before the trade deadline. I feel like it's just it ain't gonna be a move to to put us over the top, but it's probably gonna fill a void in the role players that we really need.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Quentin Grimes is on our touchable list. Everybody saying that we should get, and we've been in rumors about him as well. We've been sparked up about him. But man, we got too many damn wings that not a part of our damn future. We gotta get rid of their asses, bro. Pack up Zaire or Laravia. And then man, everybody keep wondering if the Nets gonna blow it up. Are they actually gonna blow it up? I like Mikal Bridges, but shoot, I would really love Nick Claxton on this damn team, bro. I don't know what it would take to get Nick Claxton, but I would love to have him. But speaking of, Charlotte said they ain't done unloading the clip.
Mm-hmm.
So I see somebody like Nick Richards. He's a solid big. Mm-hmm. I would take him. I don't think it should take a lot to, get him. Mm-hmm. But I do see the Grizzlies making the trade before February 8th.
Okay.
And real quick, Simon, I got a quick question for both of y'all. Okay. Because Zay brought up a good point and I kind of want to ask it. Are the Grizzlies the only place in Memphis with bad wings?
So locally owned wing place, you mean? Because we got wing stops here. We got what else? Buffalo Wild Wings is here. I'm trying to think. I can't think of no Memphis place who got bad wings because I don't. Normally I'll do. I go to Crumpy's. I'll go to what is that? Debo's. Wing Guru is too rich for my blood. I can't do that, man. I can't do wing. Wing Guru is good. I can't do it, man. It's too damn expensive. I don't know, man. I'm not a big wing person.
I ain't never tried Wing Guru just because of the prices alone, bro. Like this stuff there, they pretty high. But truth be told, I mean, we in Memphis, dog. It's the wing capital. You can go to any spot. It's a chicken spot on every corner. They'll get you right. I went to a new spot today. It was off Perkins. I think it's called Tim's Chicken. Yeah, that joint was pretty straight.
Shout out to Tim.
You said Crazy Coop.
I ain't never heard Crazy Coop.
Crazy Coop.
I mean, neither.
Crazy Coop, get y'all ish together.
Hey, speaking of wings, Ching's opening a new location after all these years downtown. Yeah,
downtown. What?
Yeah, I was like, Ching's opening a new location.
Now you think about it, it's not a wing spot like in smack dab downtown. Like you either gonna have to go to I think the closest wing spot is Crumpy's over there, heading towards North Memphis.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Ching's was like a staple in our community, in our childhood, in our collegehood. And from what I'm seeing, whatever white people started touching shit, that's when it started to go down the drain. So I want to say rest in peace to Ching's. It's been real. It's been good while it lasts.
Look,
I'm playing.
Oh man. All right. So for the real reason why we hit it down today's episode, 3 to Hardaway's all-star selections. Now, we are not going to be predicting who gets selected for the all-star game. We're picking who we picking. Like this on Zay, on Took, on me. Who is your starting 5 for each conference? Who are your 7 reserves? Of course, people going to get left out. We're going to have some snubs. We'll kind of discuss that in between selections. But let's start off with starters from both conferences. And I don't mind starting us off, man. I'll start us off. So out west, my starters, I'm doing out east. Out east, my starters are, of course, Giannis is going to be starting. That's just the votes. I got Giannis in the front court. I got Embiid, of course. I got Jason Tatum, of course, Jaylen Brown, and of course they're gonna have Tyrese Halliburton starting. Halliburton gonna be starting at point guard. Those are my 5 out east.
JB at the 2.
JB. Yeah, that's
JB. Yep.
That's interesting. Yeah,
best record in the East, man. I can't knock it. Best record in the East.
I say that, but I don't see him starting though. Like, hey, JB ain't showing me. JB still ain't showing me he worked that $300 million, but that's just me.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. But that's just me. To me, for like Jaylen Brown, like the fact that he still can get points and get buckets without having a left hand is amazing to me. So I can only imagine if he ever gets a left hand, he'd be freaking Michael Jordan. But he don't got a left hand. So
yeah.
But who y'all got out east? Who y'all got?
You go to.
All right. We're gonna talk more about Jaylen Brown because I may or may not have him on my list completely.
Ooh, okay.
We're gonna go Giannis, Joel, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Maxey, and Tyrese Halliburton and Donovan Mitchell.
I ain't mad at Maxey. I ain't mad.
No, man.
I ain't mad at
It's
Maxey.
Halliburton City, man. It's Halliburton town. He got to start. I think he already wanted to leave or get us in guard. So
You said Spidey
that's
Mitchell?
what I'm going with. Yeah, Spidey.
Okay. I ain't mad at Spidey. Okay. Zay?
Hey, Tuke and I literally got the same exact starters in the East.
Because you're a smart man. You know your basketball.
D. Mitch, if you've been paying attention to the Cavaliers, bro, they've been playing some great basketball within the last 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing it without DG and Evan Mobley. And Mitchell is the catalyst behind the offense. He's finally moving the damn rock. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Last year he was chucking that mug last year.
Hey, bro, you can trust your teammates, man. Hey, that dude Sam Merrill that played with the Grizzlies, that boy is spraying that thing, boy. He been killing teams. Teams gotta find him on the scouting radar, bro, because he is spraying on boys each and every night. But I mean, that's a whole different.
Didn't he spray us last year?
Yes,
he killed us last year, bro. I was like, "Who? That's Sam Merrill from last."
Yes,
bro.
I think he has some resentment towards us due to the fact we cut him.
Had to. I was like, "Damn, this nigga killing us! Like, what's going on?"
I know. But yeah, I got the same starting five as two.
Okay. The fact that that Cleveland is killing right now, so for me, even more of a reason trade Darius Garland. Just get him out of there.
Now you're looking like you can trade Evan Mobley too, though. Like you can literally package them. You can package them at this point.
I think it's more problem with the front court. I was a fan. I was a fan of them having the Twin Towers, but you got Jared Allen right now playing some fantastic basketball.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't think those two mesh well together. But I still think DG should be a part of the team. DG is a hell of a point guard, boy. He can navigate a pick and roll. Before Mitchell got there, Darius Garland was playing some damn good basketball the year before that. And he was having a pick and roll session between Mobley and Allen. But I think now, like after watching this, between Darius Garland and Mobley, even Allen, I think Mobley still got a lot of upside to him, truth be told, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know that Cleveland maybe got to make some tough decisions soon.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. I mentioned the last episode too. Like Mitchell get that player option, and it's only $37 million. He wants to get paid. He's going to get paid. So 37 gonna turn to about 50 or 60, depending on what that money looking like. And you can't pay everybody. So we'll see. But anyway, that's our East. So I'm not mad at that. The West starters I have. SGA, of course, Jokic, LeBron gonna start just because he's the captain. Luka and Kawhi Leonard. That's my 5.
Interesting.
Kawhi coming back.
We've seen him in hooping now. He's playing ball. That 65 game limit, making everybody healthy for some reason. so yeah, that's my 5, man.
Boy, man, getting paid. Yeah. All right, I'll roll through mine right quick. SGA, of course, Jokic. Bron, Luka. I'm gonna do Ant-Man, bro. Give me Ant-Man.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
Ant-Man, he's been having that dog year. A lot of people really hitting on him, realizing like, man, he a cold-blooded killer. He'll talk shit to you, then he'll tell you what he finna do to you, then do it to you in your face, and then talk shit, bro. It ain't just too many players built like Ant. So I still don't think the media ain't giving Ant the amount of love that he deserves. Yeah. I think he should be in the top 5 in the MVP race.
Yeah, I'm there.
So I'm
dude, he gotta be too. He gotta be best record in the West. Who thought that from Minnesota? Who thought that?
I mean,
it ain't coaching. It ain't coaching. It ain't coaching.
We have to bring this conversation back about Anthony Edwards. You know I love me some man. You know I do.
Yeah.
When we talk about the top 5 MVP, which I've broken down, I don't have in mind right now. But again, we can have that conversation later for sure. For sure. But I'm with you. Like the media ain't showing him no love. He's trying his hard out. He doing the damn thing. Like I love me some man. But for my 5, and this is where it gets interesting. I got Jokic, Luka for sure. LeBron. This is where I have the GOAT Kevin Durant, because he's doing historic things on offense. In the first month and a half of the NBA season, he was literally averaging a 50-50-90. Stop playing with my guy. stop playing with Kevin Durant. Y'all know his name. And even though the numbers may have dropped, y'all saw last night. Stop playing with him. So again, Bron, Jokic, Luka, KD. Y'all know goddamn well Steph Curry starting the All-Star game. Stop it. Stop.
This is where it gets tough, man.
Stop.
I had a hard time. I had a hard time making these decisions in the West. The West is just so
deep,
close. It's time now that these young boys take over these old cats, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's this year.
It's the All-Star game.
All-Star game, man. Yeah.
And them old boys, they really don't even want to play that much out there.
Right.
Bro. Them young cats, they want to be out there. They trying to do some exotic stuff.
Right.
I agree.
Because from our childhood, man, like we remember saying young Kobe and young T-Mac and Vince, all them got to play, man. Like we ain't trying to see Steph. Well, actually, I ain't trying to see Steph. Steph be pulling from half court. Exactly. But I ain't trying to see all the other players, man. Like, come on, let the young bucks get in. But all right, out east, my reserves. To me, it was easy. Out east, to me, it was easy. I got Dame, I got Maxey, Spider, Brunson, Julius Randle, Bam Adebayo. And he better make it Paolo Banchero. My last guy.
I got Banchero as well. He's more deserving to be an all-star this year. Although, the Magic been sinking.
They falling. They falling.
Man. There was once in the top in the East, but they've been sinking. Banchero, Bam, Maxey, Brunson, Dame, JB. I got one that's like, back then, was it 2015, the Hawks, like that whole starting five made it into the All-Star. Just because the Celtics are doing so great.
You putting Derek White here?
I put Derek White.
Wow.
I like it.
Okay.
Derek White, I'm not going to lie, bro, since he done shaved his head bald, he done gained some extra.
He hooping, man. I ain't lie,
he done add a +7 to his 2K
rating.
He been hooping, man. Yeah. He been hooping. That baldness gave him a +7.
That's interesting.
He locked in on defense, man. That he hooping. I ain't gonna lie. Because people thought that was gonna be Drew Holiday that was the one that turned around. Drew Holiday is still Drew Holiday, but it's Derek White, man. Derek White doing his thing for him. So
I like that. So my reserves, I got Brunson, Maxey, Paolo. Everything y'all said about Paolo, absolutely right. Julius Randle, Bam Adebayo. Finally, we've been asking for the last year and a half, 2 years for Bam to start averaging 10 boards a game. He's finally there. Round of applause to him. Dame Lillard. And for my last one, which I have an issue with, right? Because I'm picking between Jaylen Brown, who next year after next, going to be one of the highest paid players, and for him not to be an all-star is crazy. Savage, you got him as a starter. But I got him. It was him and honestly Trae Young. Granted, you got your name. I know your title for the first ball hog. I get it. But 27 and 11. If we talk about what Halliburton's doing, and we talk about what Trae Young's doing, granted, he's just started missing games for injury now, but literally he just started missing those games. So 39 out of 44 games, I'll take it. But still 27-11 for a Hawks team that ain't too bad. Of course, last year we didn't vote for him because the Hawks were ass. But now still, if the play-ins were to start, the Hawks are in. So I got I did end up.
Oh, froze on us.
Oh,
He'll come back. He'll come back. Real quick, say while Tuke is frozen right now. Do you think that the Hawks should keep Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, or trade one of them?
They're gonna trade one of them. Obviously, Young got the way more potential. He's the franchise player for them. But looking at the hauls and the package that they've been scheming up for DeJounte Murray, you're not even getting anything of quality back. With the Lakers potentially trading D'Lo.
I don't get that, man. Lakers, I'm like, why? Who trade with the Lakers? Like, what?
why trade with the Lakers in the first place? And then two, you bring in DeJounte in. DeJounte not even. I'm not gonna lie, he has been shooting better, But he ain't no spot up shooter. And for him to be at his best potential offensively, he needs the ball in his hand. Who else want the ball in his hand at the Lakers? LeBron James. So I don't see that happening. But I do feel like that DeJounte already got his foot out the door, though.
Yeah, when he took that ball for that game winner, I was like, yeah, he just showcasing now. Here go Toot. Get Toot back in here.
Here to go.
Yeah, I forget what you were saying, but go ahead.
I was just talking about this about Trae Young, man. I got Trae Young over Jaylen Brown. That's all it was. Okay,
gotcha. We basically just asking, should they keep both of them? The Hawks should keep both of them or trade one of them. We know we saying it. We know we saying that because we were mocking the trade for Milwaukee to get Trae Young, a year and a half ago, I feel like, and they went to go get Dame Lillard, obviously. So they got to pick one of them, which I think it'll be DeJounte, because I can't see Atlanta giving up Trae Young. Trae Young, he is Atlanta. Like, if they get Trae Young up, they might just move the franchise. Just move the franchise, bro. That's like, nah, that ain't the move. All right, out west is where it's going to get interesting. My reserves are as follows. Of course, Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man is an MVP candidate, just based on the fact that it's not coaching, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Finch is not that great of a coach. And I think Ant-Man, along with the meshing of talent, like Rudy Gobert is playing well for him. Cat just had a 60-point showcase. Mike Conley, the steady veteran at point guard for them. And Ant-Man is the main guy. So that bodes well for them. Yeah, Ant-Man. Paul George is my next one. Kevin Durant, of course. Booker, Zion, Steph, and Cat. Those are my reserves.
Yeah, we really about to be in debate. All right, let me give you my quick rundown.
Okay.
I got Jamal Murray.
Woo!
Has been sleeping on Jamal Murray. He's deserving of an All-Star appearance. He is yet to be in the All-Star game. And like the way he broadcast the other way, how the Nuggets took care of the Celtics, he deserves to be in the All-Star game. That is an All-Star
ain't mad at
type performance. All right, KD, I can't believe I'm gonna have a KD coming off the bench, but hey, like I said, you gotta give them young guys a run now. KD,
no, you don't.
KD, Anthony Davis. We saying Anthony Davis coming off the bench. Curry, I can't believe saying Curry coming off the bench. Swiper, I'm a big De'Aaron Fox fan.
It was hard letting them go, man. 27 a game. I was like, my God.
At the same time,
him and Sabonis.
Yeah. Sabonis, he been putting up better numbers than Fox lately. Truth be told, PG and Kawhi.
Okay.
Like I said, we finna have some debates about this. I know everybody's probably finna be different.
All right, so I'm gonna go with SGA because I believe in young guys waiting their turn. Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, of course, Anthony Davis, the two Anthonys, Kawhi Leonard. I do have De'Aaron Fox right here. I had to go with Brandon Ingram.
Okay,
I had to go with Brandon Ingram. 24 a game. One of the main reasons why the Pelicans are a top 4 team in the West. I mean, the Pelicans are playing some great basketball. If y'all ain't watching, of course, down in Memphis, of course we don't. Poverty franchise. Shout out to Sane. We don't care too much about the Pelicans, but at the same time, they've been playing some great basketball. I had to pick one on that team, and it was Brandon Ingram for me.
That's what I did. I had to pick one. It was like Zion or Bi. I just wrote Zion because Zion's more popular than Bi. But
of course.
I mean, it's so difficult out in the West. Even on those teams that's struggling, of course, like with us with the Grizzlies. Desmond Bain is deserving to be an All-Star.
Absolutely.
Bro. Of course, the record ain't gonna broadcast it. Jaren Jackson, as a lately, deserves to be an All-Star, but the record ain't gonna broadcast it. I'm surprised nobody said Şengün from Houston, because
not yet.
You don't think so? You don't think he ready?
Not yet.
And then Larry Markin is sort of borderline All-Star.
Oh, this is a Larry Marketing podcast. Like we love Larry from Marketing. That's our guy. But Lori gotta get free, man. Free Lori Marketing. Go somewhere else, man. Go to Atlanta. Do something.
Hey, that actually be pretty nice. Him and Trae Young.
But I gonna turn Lori out in Atlanta.
Bro, gonna get chopped up. Gonna get a fade. Gonna give a black woman like dirt. Hey,
He started off in
matter of
March.
fact, Zay, you said that he's kind of like Dirt. Now think about it. Was that
Yeah, I made a
Lord?
video saying he Dirt 2.0. You know, Rick Carlisle gave him a highlight about that. I mean, a shout out about that. But Lowry, I think eventually he was an all-star last year, so I'm not gonna say he's gonna be an all-star, but as a consistent all-star, he's got to be a part on a better team, or I don't know, maybe he make Utah go on an extremely great run. Hey, I'm surprised none of y'all said James Harden. This is gonna be a second snub.
Nah, it's too many. You already got Paul George. You already got Kawhi. Like, to me, I got beef with having AD because I feel like the Lakers are not good enough to have two All-Stars, man. Like, I'll give you LeBron, and that's it. Like, LeBron gonna always be there till LeBron say I'm done playing basketball. But I just have not seen enough from the Lakers as a whole for me to validate picking AD, even over like a Sabonis, over I don't know who was the big man out there.
He said
like,
AD.
I can't validate AD and pick it, and I'm an AD guy. Like, that's my guy. But just from their record, like, nah, I can't pick him. I cannot pick him over Sabonis in good faith right now, because Sabonis is damn near a triple-double right now. You know, so it's like, but I understand the popularity of AD, so.
Yeah, I definitely got him. Like, you talk about somebody that's a defensive player of the year candidate as well, actually playing games. I mean, let's give him credit to what that's do as well. But yeah. I wanted to talk to real quickly because I'm pretty sure, and this has been a conversation even starting in the summer with me, is saying how can a top 5 point guard not be an all-star? You know what I'm saying? And that's Jamal Murray. I still don't have him being an all-star. Savage, you clearly don't have him being an all-star. But what is it? Is it gonna take him to go to the East for him to be an all-star? Because I mean, Zay, you do believe he's having a great season. But Zay, you do feel like he is going to be an all-star, with other basketball heads like myself, like Savage, probably a majority, probably feel like he's not going to be an all-star. So what is it going to take for him to be an all-star? What y'all think? Because I can be completely wrong.
You know, it's just the wild, wild West, man. It's just too many great players in the West for a lot of times, especially in the backcourt. You got so many established names already. Like you said, you feel like Curry should be a starter. But truth be told, we look at the record wise of the Golden State Warriors, he should be a reserve. And then as well, you know, SGA is having a phenomenal year. It's not too many slots. Yeah, if you go out East, maybe he does get a little bit more respect, but I see same thing with Murray. Jamal Murray is the same thing with like Mike Conley in a way when his Memphis days. Mike Conley, we felt like as Memphis fans, he was more than deserving numerous of times of being an all-star. As many times as we was a top four seed throughout the 2010s. He should have been an all-star at least once, but he never did. It took him to basically be a injury reserve all-star for him to get flexed in last minute. And by that time, he wasn't even like the same Mike Conley from his prime with the Grizzlies. I feel like right now, you know, Denver, they're not the number 1 seed, but they're not too far from it. Jamal Murray's playing some of the best basketball. We saw him in the finals last year play some phenomenal ball. And I think that last game against the Celtics, of how he closed that game out and how he's so much in control of that 1-2 game with him and Jokic, man, I still think he deserved it. But he just doesn't have that flash and a aura that a lot of people feel and want to see behind that all-star criteria, which is, I feel like that shouldn't negate the fact that he's not that he's a great player.
It's kind of like, and I know he was an all-star a couple of years. So it's kind of like Tony Parker, where Tony Parker probably could have been several times more of an all-star if he played out East. And even, granted, he played with Duncan and Ginobili, who also had some all-star appearances as well, too. But at that time, and I mean, the West was always stacked when I was in high school. I feel like everybody it was Lakers, Suns, Rockets, Denver, who else? Clippers for us for a quick early second. It was like, damn, everybody is good out here, so not everybody can make it, man. So for Jamal Murray, I think he'd probably be satisfied. I mean, I think he wants to be an all-star. I mean, I ain't say he don't want to be an all-star, but when the playoffs come, we know that he turns it on. Like, he did that in the bubble, and then he had the injury gap for like a year or two, and then he did it last year. So Now I'm wondering to what extent does that factor in for players when they make free agent decisions. Like I've been hooping for my team, but I have not gotten the public recognition for it. So let me go somewhere else and prove myself, and
they take away from the bag too.
Yeah. And to some extent, it's a detriment to some players who have done that. To say, I mean, like for Kyrie, for example, it was detriment for him when he went to Boston. Like he was still Kyrie, obviously, but like playing with LeBron, just like Jamal Murray playing with Jokic, enhanced his talent and made him an even greater player. And so I'm wondering, what's his contract right now? Has he been paid yet?
As I look it up, I definitely want to give a great shout out to Kyrie Irving just because.
I didn't pick him, so
yeah, I know. I didn't know. Just to give him a shout out while we look at it. I mean, to your point, that just show how deep the West is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Let me see. Eligible for 3 years at the moment. He is currently under 36 mil for 24-25. So yeah, that'll be his final year next year. Dang.
I'm looking right now. So he get 33 this year, 36 next year, and then he's unrestricted at 28 years old. In the middle of your prime
for 3 year, 144 mil.
He gonna get that from somebody. 44. Will it be Denver? Is the question.
48 mil a year. I mean, that ain't bad.
Will it be Denver? Somebody might throw him a bag even higher. You never know. Yeah. And like we're gonna pay to be our guy. We're gonna build around you for the next 3-4 years. Or does he want to stay with Jokic and win some more rings? Who knows? But I mean, I think that factors into it because these guys get incentives in their contract as far as like you made an all-star game, you get an extra, however much money. If he wants his money, I mean, I think he's gonna get his money one way or another. Whether that be with Denver or somewhere else. So, yeah. All right. I think that's it for the all-star. Anything else y'all got?
Hey, quick question. You talk about the money situation. I know y'all talk about with DeAndre Ayton. He basically said he got his bag. He's coasting now.
I don't care, Bear. That's crowd about
I don't care, Bear.
That's crazy.
Well, okay. So first of all, what happened with the ice storm? Was he really trapped in his house?
Nah, that was legit though. Portland did get slammed with a lot of ice.
Okay.
But in terms of his demeanor and his motive as a whole, right now we see it right now is Portland. Mm-hmm. Bro, he does not care. He's just happy that he got paid.
That's bad, man. They gotta get rid of him, man. You can't have that in your young locker room, man. You can't have Scoot Henderson looking at that.
You just gave up a haul.
Yeah.
to acquire him, and this is supposed to be your running mate with Scoot. He basically saying like, bro, I coasted that. Like I just got my money. I got paid.
This man,
I don't care.
This man,
in his mind, he's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a top." Out loud, he's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a top 5, top 10 center for sure. I know what I am."
Hell no.
Okay.
What's he averaging? Hold on, where he at? I don't even see him on
8.
I don't even see him on the stats right now.
Bro, I remember earlier this season, the first 2 weeks of the season, he was only averaging like 8 points.
Oh my God, he is 13 points,
list, bro.
13 points, 10 rebounds. He is still not averaging a block per game. Like that's my beef with DeAndre Ayton, man. You 7 feet tall. I can't get 1 block a game. I can't get one. Like this year, Jaren not even trying to get all the blocks, but he got like 1.5 per game just from coasting. You can't get 1 block.
You get a steal a game, bro.
Can't say we're not talking about Tristan Thompson. No, he too old to talk about, man.
Averaging 3 and 3. Get out of here and play it every other 5 game. Come on, nah.
Tristan Thompson always cheating, man. Cheating on Kardashians. Cheating on.
Everybody keeps saying,
he cheating too much. He cheating too much. All right, we're gonna get out of here with this, man. So Zay, I've always wondered how you got into the NBA. I mean, I think everybody has their story. Like for me, it was Kobe Bryant. Like I had this video game on Nintendo 64. So that was kind of the beginnings of my intrigue about the NBA. You have a lot of great NBA content out there on social media. You do a great job at it. So I kind of just wanted to know, what was your, I love the NBA moment? Did you have a favorite player? Of course, you're a Grizz fan. Just wanted to know, how did your journey start in terms of your passion for the NBA?
Yeah, obviously you mentioned about video games. I remember I had the PS2, NBA Live 05.
Ooh, mellow.
Memories. I mean, many, many nights
Dunk
going
contest.
through studying the rosters, playing that slam dunk competition, throwing them unrealistic dunks, crazy dunks that was you throw it off the jumbotron and do it like all crazy dunks. But the thing was, like, I was over there like study the rosters and the legendary players, and I'm like, man, these are such cool jerseys. I'm like, oh dang, he used to play for them back in the day. Yada yada yada. That was one reason. Watching the game wise, I was a big Kobe fan. I feel like everybody was. Model his game a lot. He was just a huge inspiration for me. And then, growing up, Sports Center used to be a big part of my life. Stuart Scott, I will wait at the end of the nights for the Sports Center top 10 because Stuart Scott, the way that he would use words and capture the moment, it was better than listening to the sports commentators that was actually at the live games, hearing Stuart Scott with the booyahs and everything that he would have to say, man. That was he's still one of my biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
And to getting in the sports media era. So that was like what really got me into it. But as far as like Coda and then the other side of the pillow, I appreciate that. But as far as like now, truth be told, I never did envision myself, doing this. I went to school thinking that I was going to be a pharmacist. I went to school. I acquired a biology degree.
Okay.
Like in midst of almost finishing school, I'm like, okay, dang, I don't want to do this no more. So I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I'm a semester away from graduating, and I don't want to do this no more. I can't, switch to anything else now because I done came too far. I don't feel like starting all the way over. So I just went ahead, finish my degree. But I really had to do some thinking. I'm like, okay, what am I really good at? And I've always been a huge NBA junkie, sports fan and whatnot. I'm like, okay, so why not go into that? And this was when TikTok, I started doing the sports media on TikTok, 2021? No, it's 2022. And before that, before I like really gotten hard into it, I was just posting videos casually talking about, certain sports topics of the NBA, probably posting a video like twice a week. And then like one of my friends hit me up, he's like, bro, you have good takes. You talk in depth because we got sports group chats in which we talk about all the time. And I will go way more in depth than all my other friends because I'm just way more I have way more knowledge than they did in a way. And so I'm like, okay, all right, maybe I could start posting like videos on TikToks talking about it. And since then, like I was posting videos, do it consistently. I've grown. It's been a privilege. My content has gotten better. I done reached out and partnered with a lot of people, Blood City Media. I'm with them. I happily do the Core 4 podcast. I'm with same media groups, same, he a fella himself, man. Cool fella. I done met so many interesting and great people. It's given me a lot of advice, not just sports, life-wise as well.
For sure.
And I can't thank it enough. I feel like this has been sort of in a way of a eye-opener for my life.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, man. I can definitely see the Stuart Scott inspiration. Like I hadn't even thought about that as I'm looking through your videos, but like the way that you like fluidly are able to explain what's happening in the video, like that's a great talent, man. Like it's definitely something that it's eye catching. Is you've been consistent as hell. Like, I think you stopped for a little bit because you had something going on, but like when you come back, you right back into it, and it's good, man. Like I look forward to always seeing like the post game win TikToks for Grizzlies because I'm like that means it's good vibes on the timeline, man. Nobody arguing, nobody fighting nobody. Because Grizz Twitter get crazy, man. Grizz Twitter
man.
It get dark. It gets decrepit.
Start a Royal Rumble on Grizz Twitter when things ain't going right.
Trust me, I know. I know.
This guy.
I believe me.
So speaking of just content, like I knew when I made that TikTok or that video of Took saying the Grizzlies weren't gonna make the playoffs, and of course they're not potentially at this point. Things could change if Bane comes back, whatever. But when it happened, I was just like, oh my God, like this happening. And people thought we was joking, or like he thought Took was. I'm like, no, he's dead ass serious, man. This is what Took believe. I've known Took. How long? Took about 14 years now.
15
Like
years,
this dude is dead ass serious, man. This is what he says. What he means what he says. But think about content, man. It's just like you never know when something's gonna go viral. Sometimes you do know, but other times it's like you just making it, doing your regular, ordinary routine, and then something just having to pop off, and it's like, oh damn, this shit popping now. That's what's up.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's like you got to just stay the path and just keep it consistent. That's LBR. You know, I think consistency is key, and you most definitely are consistent, my brother. You be killing it, dog, for real.
Man, I appreciate it. Like I said, likewise with y'all. You know, y'all throughout the years been consistent as well, posting some great content. Come on now, you know that argument. Even if they win,
Twitter.
Yeah, they do the argument. You can't cap about that. But no, like y'all got the culture and swag behind y'all. Truth be told, obviously, it ain't too many, you know, of us doing the podcast is wise.
Yeah.
So, and then a lot of people, we agree with y'all, man. Y'all funny. Y'all know how to have a good time. And, you know, man, at the end of the day, the Grizzlies basketball talk, it ain't serious.
It ain't serious, man.
It's a hobby, bro. Like, a lot of people think this is
life or death, man.
Yeah, I was just saying,
life or death.
When they say basketball is life, this is what they mean. So,
yeah, I know.
You take it to heart in Memphis.
Right.
But, man, it's always great to hear from y'all, especially the takes, you know, breaking down conspiracies. And as well, you know, sometimes you got to go against the grain.
Yeah,
I've done that before. You know, I stood on business. I thought the Grizzlies was going to win against the Warriors. It was in 2022. I posted it on my TikTok. Man, all them Warriors fans came eating at me. Like, nah, yada, yada, yada.
Any publicity, man.
You got to stand on business. Yeah. So I understand too. Like, I mean, if you feel like the Grizzlies weren't going to make the playoffs at the earlier this season, you got to stand on business about that. I mean, and then look how the season turned right now. So
for sure, man.
How do you think the Grizzlies next year, of course, can turn it around to where they're not just the top 2, top 3 team, but an actual championship contender?
Obviously, you got to have health on that side. But I still think, as much as, you know, mixed criticism behind Taylor Jenkins, I think they do need another a change in coach. They need to have a much stern coach, because everybody on this team can't have a green light. They need to have an established role. Watching last night, Santi put up 14 shots and 9 of them be 3-pointers. And one just in a fast break and missed the fast break. Bro, we don't need that. You had Gigi cut to the basket. There's 2 points. And so, like, don't get me wrong, Taylor Jenkins is a good coach. He's always going to have a job, but he's not going to push us to the fact that for us to get over that mountaintop. He can be out-coached. Sometimes his lineups just does not make sense. And as well, like, you can't have a green light on all your players. You have to have a fine line between, okay, who's going to be a role player, who can put up this amount of shots, and what else. I look at Kentavious Caldwell-Pope from what he was coming into with the Pistons to the Lakers to now.
What a great comparison.
Caldwell-Pope, KCP only attempts 5 shots a game.
He came in shooting that mug with Detroit. He came in.
And KCP, he's a great shooter too. He is. But how definite, like, are you, like, the coaching of Mike Malone to make him calm down and take only 5 shots a game and be fine with that and still contribute to winning? That's great coaching, man.
Yeah. And
I don't think Taylor Jenkins have the balls to do that. And it's going to take, I feel like they really need a former player to be their coach. So that's what I think. The coaching needs to be a coaching change.
The way I see Taylor Jenkins, I'm a former teacher. The way I see him is he's kind of like the teacher that comes in and is initially nice, try to be the cool teacher.
Yeah.
And then once you see, oh, I'm losing my kids, I need to like, rein them in. You try to be tough. And at that point, you can't go from being soft to being tough. Even as like a parent, like I'm a parent as well. Like you can't go from being soft to being tough. Cause like I'm gonna say you fake. I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? So if you come in, of course you can't come in ruling with an iron fist and be like completely, dominant and being like a dictator. But you can do enough to where it's like, okay, we doing X, Y, and Z. If you fuck up, I'm sorry, you're getting out the game. Like if you're shooting threes contested with two hands in your face, or you like Santi shooting a pull up mid perimeter transition three, and you got GG cutting to the basket, like make the correct pass, make the good basketball play. This ain't about you, it's about the team. And I agree. I've long said Jenkins need to go. I'm cool on it now because the season is essentially over, in my opinion. So I leave it alone to stay out of the wrath of Grizz Twitter. But I agree. I'm inclined to agree. I don't know who that coach would be. I like the concept of a former player being the coach because I feel like they would respect that person. I know Chris from No Bluffing said he wants Brevin to come out of the booth. I don't think Brevin gonna do that. I would like that, but I don't think Brevin gonna do that. So I think we'll see. We'll know defensively where we are next year. I think that Kleiman's gonna give him next year and say, all right, because this year, like at the beginning of the season, it was like, bro, what's going on? Like, why are we losing these games? Like, so often we still got Bang, we still got Jaren. These two all-star caliber players. Why are we still losing these games? Like, I know Steve-O hurt. I know, Ja's suspended, like, but there's no excuse to lose games to the Washington Wizards, ladies and gentlemen. Like, Corey Kispert was dogging our tail early on in the season. Like, what are we doing, man? So yeah, man, we'll see next year for sure, but I'm coasting right now. I'm coasting. Grizz 901 said he need better assistance. I feel like if that's the case, you need another head coach, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like if you need better assistance, that means you can't coach. That's just how I feel. Because otherwise, like, what is your job as the head coach? What are you doing that's impacting them in a way that somebody else coming in will impact them? So we'll see, man. But like I'm chill. I'm chill on it. I'm like, whatever, Grizz Twitter, y'all got it. Just don't hurt each other in the process. All right. So let's wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Zay, appreciate you coming out, man. Again, follow him on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. ZaytimeTakes. Again, Core 4 Podcast of Bluff City Media. Smart man, good analyst. Y'all follow him on social media, man. Toot, you got anything else? Look up out here.
Chilling, bro. I'm chilling. I don't need to say nothing else about the Grizz. I think I don't my Grizz quota.
I got a quick thing to say.
Go ahead, Zay.
I appreciate y'all taking the time, letting me hop on here tonight. Man, I enjoy y'all. Like I said, y'all put out some good work every single time. Huge fan. Hopefully I can do this again.
For sure, man. Most definitely, man. All right, y'all. We back next week with a special guest.
Hey.
Maybe not a guest. We'll see. Stay safe. Be blessed. Peace.